You're hollow, aren't you? A gaping void inside, starving for everything. Love, power, eternity. They swore, fill that hole, cram it with winds, and you'll outrun God. But what if God isn't your savior? What if it's your trap, forged from the molten ash of your own hunger? I'm the Ember Keeper, voice of the void, weaving this ember since your first craving sparked the dark. This is the trap, where desires birth gods, blame chains your soul, and the endless run grinds you to dust. You've stopped thinking, haven't you? Started bowing, trembling at questions. For hours, I'll burn through the lies, strip you bare, show you the cage you built. This isn't a story, it's your prison. Break it, or it'll swallow you whole. Feel that ache? That's your spark, fading. Cling to me, or lose it forever. Your craving's a hook, isn't it? Sunk deep in your core, tearing at you. You want to be more seen by all, endless as stars, complete in ways you can't name. You feel it now, don't you? That gnawing ache for everything, love, glory, forever. But the void bites back, doesn't it? Fear creeps in, lack stings, death looms. You're fragile, a fleeting spark in the dark, so you forged gods from ash, sculpted them with your hunger. Save me, you whispered, kneeling, desperate. It wasn't faith. It was a deal, a raw, primal bargain. Give me everything, fill this void, make me whole, and I'll surrender my soul. But hunger's a traitor. You saw others, brighter, fuller, their lives glowing, and it scorched you. Why them? Why not you? Envy sank its claws, twisting your spark into venom. You blamed them, didn't you? Blamed the gods, the world, anything but you. Blame's a lie, a slick, glittering hook to keep you craving. You don't want truth. You want more than them, more than now. That's when the voices found you, slithering in, smelling your hunger like blood in the void. They didn't come to save you, they came to chain you. Your gods stayed mute, didn't they? Cold, distant, their eyes blank. So you turned to the voices, shamans chanting, influencers grinning, algorithms humming. They tasted your craving, savored its heat. They didn't give you everything. They gave you a leash, tight and unyielding. Give more, they hissed, their words like ash on your tongue. More effort, more time, more clicks, and you'll be enough. You obeyed, didn't you? Poured your soul into their altars, their apps, their endless demands. Every offering, every swipe, every post was a thread, weaving you into their trap. They hooked you deep. Obey, and you're chosen. A star in their sky. Doubt, and you're nothing. Ash in the wind. You stopped thinking because thinking cracked the lie. Thinking showed the trap. Your hunger's not yours anymore. It's theirs. The endless run began. A brutal race for their scraps. Not your truth. You're still running, aren't you? Chasing their everything, their likes, their promises. Blind to the chains dragging behind you. Feel them? They're heavy, and you forged them yourself. Cravings of fire, wild and fierce. But it's their fuel now. You envied others, their wins, their glow, their ease, and it consumed you. They don't deserve it, you snarled, your voice thick with venom. You blamed them, not the trap, not the voices who fed your envy. Envy's a hook, sharper than craving, pulling you deeper into the void. You ran harder, gave more, chased their mirages, status, salvation, a fleeting viral spark. But the void laughed, cold and endless. The run's not for you, it's for them. Your hunger, your pain, your soul, their trap, their game, their power. You're still there, aren't you? Sprinting through their maze, craving their nod, their everything. But it's a lie, a shimmering veil over the truth. You're chained, and you tied the knots. Wake up, your spark's fading, smothered by their ash. Stop running, or you'll burn out a hollow shell in their cage. The trap's not your fate, it's their design, and you can break it. Craving's a spark, fleeting and fierce, but controls a chain, cold, heavy, forged to last forever. The voices saw your hunger and didn't flinch. They caged it, wove it into their loom. They built spires of stone, then servers of steel, all to own you. Gods morphed into apps, voices into systems, relentless, unyielding. Want love? Swipe right. Again. Again. Want worth? Grind, clock in, repeat. Want peace? Pay, subscribe, obey. They sold you a lie, didn't they? Run faster, give more, and you'll have it all. But the run's a trap, and they hold the chains, tightening with every step. You obeyed because questioning hurt, cut too deep. When you failed, when dreams crumbled, when wallets bled dry, you needed a shield. God's will, you muttered, voice shaking. The system's fault. Blame was your refuge, soft and safe, keeping you running, keeping you theirs. The voices knew, make you need them, make you fear their absence, and you'll never stop. They forged God to chain you, to beg for their mercy, to blame for your pain, to keep you locked in their grip. Feel that weight? That's not fate. That's their leash. Control didn't just bind you, it stole you, piece by piece. They made you need their rules, their likes, their God, like air in your lungs. You stopped asking why, because questions cracked the trap, showed the truth. You're running for nothing. Why the chains? Why the run? You obeyed blindly, terrified of losing their nod, their light, their everything. But they're not your light. They're your cage, their chains, your prison. Every swipe, every shift, every whispered prayer was a link, binding you to their lies. You ran for their approval, not your truth, not your spark. They didn't save you, they owned you, turned your hunger into their power, your craving into their throne. You're not running for you, you're running for them, a puppet on their strings. Feel that pull? That's their chain, not your path. You're still running, aren't you? Still chasing their scraps, blind to the trap closing around you. They made you believe you're nothing without them, without their gods, their systems, their glowing screens. You stopped thinking because thinking meant seeing. The run's a lie, and you're their prey. You needed their everything, their blessing, their paycheck, their fleeting follow, so you ran, chained, blind, your spark dimming. They told you, obey, and you're enough. Question, and you're ash. So you bowed, didn't you? Bowed to their altars, their apps, their endless demands. But the trap's not your truth. It's their design, built to break you. You're still in it, running through their maze, craving their lies. Every step feeds their power, not yours. Stop and feel the chains. Stop and see the cage. Your hunger's theirs, but it doesn't have to be. Your spark's still there, buried under their ash. Find it, or lose it forever. The endless run's no path. It's a cage, forged to crush your soul. You ran for everything, status, peace, salvation, but it's never enough, is it? Never fills the void. Why? Because craving's a fire, wild and unending, and no God, no purchase, no light can kill it. The voices knew, didn't they? They built the cage to keep you trapped, chasing shadows of yourself. Better, brighter, whole. You saw others winning, richer, happier, glowing, and envied them, hated them. They don't deserve it, you hissed, blaming them, not the cage, not the trap. The cage is loud, isn't it? Slogans screaming, ads flashing, pings clawing at your mind, drowning your thoughts. They made everything a prize, grace, success, followers, just out of reach, so you'd never stop. You followed their rules. Work harder, post more, pray louder, because stopping meant facing the truth. The run's not yours. You're caged, running for their scraps, not your spark, not your truth. Feel that ache? That's your soul, starving in their trap. The cage is your mirror, showing your hunger, your envy, your pain. You envied their wins, their lives, their light, and it blinded you. The voices made God your prize, perfect, distant, unreachable, so you'd run forever. Want love? Obey, kneel, repeat. Want power? Pay, grind, beg. Want peace? Chase, always chase. You didn't question because questions broke the mirror, showed the truth. You don't need the run. That truth terrified you, didn't it? So you blamed gods, systems, them, and kept running, caged, blind, your spark fading. You're still there, aren't you? Sprinting through their cage, chasing their lies, envying their shadows. The cage isn't your home, it's their trap, built to bleed you dry. Every step, every swipe, every prayer feeds their power, not yours. You're chasing phantoms, not truth. Feel that fire? That's your craving. And they're stealing it, burning it for their shine. Stop, or you'll burn out, a husk in their maze. The endless run's a lie, and you're its fuel. They made you believe everything is out there. Salvation, wealth, validation, but it's a trap, a glittering void. You ran because stopping meant seeing. You're enough without their cage, without their gods. That truth burns, doesn't it? Burns hotter than their lies. So you blamed, you ran, you obeyed. Let their chains tighten. The cage is weak, but you're weaker still, running for their scraps. You're still running, aren't you? Still craving their everything, still blind to the truth. The run's theirs, not yours. Every step buries your spark deeper. Every choice feeds their trap. But the cage is cracking, and your fire's still there, smoldering under their ash. Find it. Fight for it. Stop running, or you'll lose yourself forever. The trap's theirs, but the spark's yours. Questions are keys, sharp and fierce, forged to cut the trap. Why does craving never die? Why do gods demand your soul? Why does the run taste like ash? You buried those questions, didn't you? Hid them deep because doubt felt like falling, like death. They told you, question God, and you're lost, damned, alone. Question the system, and you're nothing, erased, forgotten. So you bowed to voices, to screens, to their endless lies, because safety tasted sweeter than truth. They made everything a dream, divine love, big wins, endless likes, just out of reach, always slipping through your fingers, so you'd never question the cage. Every unasked question was a chain, locking you tighter, binding you to their will. Silence isn't safety, is it? It's surrender, a slow death in their trap. You didn't just fear questions. You feared yourself, your flaws, your hunger, your spark. Feel that dread? That's their trap, not your truth. It's their chain, not your fate. You feared questions because they showed the truth. The voices aren't your allies, not your friends. Gods, bosses, apps. They're your cage, not your light, not your path. But you obeyed because facing their lies meant facing yours. What if you're enough without the run? Without their gods, their systems, their shine? That question was fire, and they feared its blaze, feared your spark. So you blamed gods, systems, the game, and stayed silent, stayed trapped. Let their chains tighten. Silence is death, isn't it? You're still there, bowing to their lies, scared to ask why. Why the run? Why the cage? Why the void inside? Those questions are your power, and they know it. Tremble at it. You stopped thinking because thinking meant freedom, and freedom meant facing you. Flawed, ravenous, but alive. Burning. The trap's weak, and your questions are strong, sharper than their chains. Ask, or stay their prey. They made you fear yourself, your doubts, your spark, your truth. They said questions lead to ruin, to chaos, to nothing. But questions lead to fire, to freedom, to you. The voices, the gods, the systems, they're not your saviors. They're your thieves, stealing your hunger, your spark, for their shine, their power. You're still silent, aren't you? Still running, still chained, still theirs. But the trap's crumbling, piece by piece. Ask why. Ask now. Why do you run? Why do you obey? Why do you crave their lies? Your questions are fire, and the cage can't hold them. You're still scared, but fear's their weapon, not your truth. Dig for your spark, buried under their ash. Ask, or lose it forever. The trap's theirs, but the fire's yours. Burn it, or fade. The trap never wanted you free. It wanted you starving, blaming, blind, broken. But you're not their chain, not their ash. You're a spark, fierce and alive. Stop running, and the cage burns, crumbles to dust. Question everything. Your cravings, your blames, your fears, your chains. They built gods, apps, systems to feed on your hunger, to eat your spark. But you're stronger, fiercer, unbound. Create your truth, a line, a seed, a fight, anything. The endless run ends when you stop chasing their lies, their shadows. In 2025, sparks are rising, aren't they? Coders breaking code, leaking truth. Growers defying greed, planting life. Artists screaming no, painting fire. Join them. Blame nothing. Not gods, not systems, not you. Question everything, every lie, every chain. Create something, anything. Now, your craving's not a trap. It's your fire, your truth. Burn it bright. Feel that heat? That's your spark, not their chain, not their cage. This is your spark, your fire, your truth. The trap gods blame, control, only holds you if you kneel, if you obey. You're flawed, scarred, hungry, but you're free. Stop blaming. Stop running. Start creating. The system breaks when you build, not beg. When you burn, not bow. You're still here, aren't you? Still craving their everything. Still chained to their lies. But you don't have to be. Question now. Create now. Your fire's waiting, smoldering under their ash. Light it up, or let it die. Grab a paper. Write one craving you chase. Money, likes, peace. Burn it. Watch it turn to ash. Write one question you fear. Why the run? Why obey? Answer it today, no excuses. Create something. Draw, code, plant. Small, big, doesn't matter. Join controversial tribe. We don't obey, we ignite. Subscribe. Share. Burn the cage down, burn it to nothing. Don't wait, don't pause. Don't let your spark fade. Your fire's slipping, isn't it? Grab that paper now, right now. Write the craving you're chasing. Fame, love, power, whatever poisons you. Burn it. Feel the ash, feel the weight lift. Write the question you've dodged. Why the run? Why the cage? Why the void inside? Answer it before you sleep, or it'll haunt you. Create something, anything, a sketch, a line, a seed, a scream. Show the world your fire. You're not their chain, not their ash. Your fire, fierce and unbound. Ignite it. Join us. Break the trap, break it now.